Whoa, whoa, whoa. New garden subfloor room? Yeah, that's right. In today's Daily Doors teaser, we received a look at a brand new room coming in the garden subfloor. Or should I say the outdoors subfloor? I still think the garden is a better name, but I guess I'll submit to this naming assimilation. Anyways, in addition to that, we also received a look at another new item. Yes, another one. We are getting so many new items in this update, it's actually crazy. What's even better is that on top of showing us a new room and a new item, this sneak peek may also have shown us a brand new entity, or at least an expanded view of one we already know about. All in all, this new teaser is absolutely massive in terms of content it provides, and in this video we'll be analyzing everything you need to know about it. We have got a lot to discuss in this video, so with all of that being said, let's begin. Alright, so here's the sneak peek in all of its glory, and right off the bat there is a lot to unpack here. Let's first go over everything shown in this room. It appears the player is standing on the patio of one of the new cabin rooms seen in a bunch of previous teasers, and in their hand appears to be a new item I mentioned in the intro, but more on that a little later. Outside of the patio appears to be the main pathway through the room, and on the side of it can be seen a bunch of decorations such as a closet and a lamppost. One thing I'd like to mention is that these decorations don't match the same ones seen in the other cabin room in the official garden subfloor teaser. So that cabin room and the one shown in this teaser are completely different, but I thought that was worth mentioning. Anyways, one of the decorations though is very interesting, as it's actually a never seen before sign with some sort of symbol on it. But just like the new item, we'll get into that later. Anyways, in the distance, several trees can be seen slowly fading out in the fog, and probably most importantly, behind one of the trees nearby the player is a bright green light that can be seen shining. Okay, that is a lot to analyze. Let's start with the new item first, that being the one the player is holding. In the player's hand can be seen the corner of some type of new item, and although at first I was confused as to what exactly it was, the community was quick to figure it out. Dear viewers, this player is holding a lantern. Now this obviously is a new light source item, and if I had to guess, it would probably function like the lantern item seen in Pressure. In case you weren't aware, the way the lantern functions in Pressure is that instead of emitting light in a singular outwards beam like a flashlight, it instead emits light in a large circular radius around the item itself. It's not too big of a difference, but I could see it being useful in certain scenarios. Now, something else I'd also like to mention about this new lantern item is that it actually isn't something completely new to us. If you recall, a long while back in a previous daily teaser actually revealed a new item that was going to be implemented. And although at the time we didn't know what it looked like since it was a reskinned crucifix, I'm pretty sure that item was this lantern. I can assume this given how the player held that mysterious item the same way the player is holding the lantern in this new teaser, where their hand is extended straight out to dangle the item underneath it. Now, a new lantern item is cool and all, but I think it's time we tackle something a little more mysterious. As I had stated, one of the decorations nearby the lamppost and closet is a never-seen-before sign. Now, in the original teaser image, it is way too hard to make out anything on the sign, however it does get a little easier if we brighten the image. Here, let me just do that, and that didn't help at all. Yeah, even with the ability to clearly see what's on the sign, it's very hard to make out what the actual symbol is. It appears to just be some sort of large blob shape with a bunch of smaller blob shapes inside of it. Now, at first I thought this may be a depiction of Abraham. If you recall, this is one of the new entities likely to be introduced in the subfloor, featuring an oval-faced head with many small holes inside of it. And their face has been seen on a drawing before, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary if they appeared on the sign as well. The thing is, though, that the sign doesn't really seem to resemble Abraham at all, so I highly doubt it actually showcases them even though both the symbol and the entity are blob-like. So what else could the sign be depicting? Well, another theory I had is maybe the sign shows an anti-caw message. Now, in case you forgot, the caws are an upcoming bird entity coming to the subfloor, and if you really squint at the sign, it appears to be a prohibition sign with a bunch of blobs inside of it. Blobs that could be simplified depictions of caws. This would actually make a lot of sense if you really think about it, as given how based on a previous cabin teaser, we know that these cabins are likely belonging to the groundskeeper, an entity that very clearly is meant to resemble a scarecrow. Seeing how the caws resemble crows and the groundskeeper is a scarecrow, it'd be justified for anti-caw messages to appear outside of the entity's cabins. Other than that, the sign being a very ugly looking version of Abraham's face, I'm completely clueless as to what it could be depicting, so let me know your theories in the comments, of course after you are done watching this video. Now, the last thing I'd like to discuss for this teaser is the mysterious green light behind the tree shown here. For this I have two theories, one kind of lame and the other pretty awesome. Let's start with the horrible option first, then go to the insanely cool one. One possibility for what this light could be is just a light, nothing else. More specifically, it could be caused by a glow stick. If you recall, glow sticks are an extremely common light source found throughout the mines, and when used, the player can place them down as a stationary object that emits a colored light. Now, the colors the glow stick lights can be are extremely diverse, with one of them being neon green, just like we see in this teaser. This means it's possible that just like how glow sticks can be obtained in the mines, they could also be found in the outdoor subfloor as well. Now, there is one other option I've thought of for what this light could be caused from, and that is some type of new entity. Now, it is glaringly obvious that whatever is causing this light to appear is being hidden behind the massive tree, and I believe that could be a new entity, more specifically the Groundskeeper. Now, if you recall, certain entities such as Halt emit a bright light from their body, so I think it's possible the Groundskeeper could be one of those entities, with the light they emit being this green one seen in the teaser. Now, you may be asking, Cheddar, why do you think it's the Groundskeeper? After all, there are loads of entities in the subfloors, like the Cause. Why this one specifically? Well, it's because based on the Groundskeeper's repeated appearances in teasers, I suspect that they'll be a reoccurring threat in the subfloor, or at least a very important one, and that could warrant a special light color surrounding them to signify their presence. Additionally, the color green fits the Groundskeeper very well, as their body, or at least their arms, are made up of vines, which are also notably green in color, so there is that connection as well, I guess. So, to summarize, a brand new teaser reveals an upcoming room that will be implemented into the garden subfloor, or I should actually say the outdoor subfloor. This room appears to not only feature a cabin, which is a structure seen in previous teasers, but it also contains a sign with a mysterious symbol on it, which is either Abraham's face or an anti-cause sign. I'd also like to mention, just like how I did previously, that this cabin room isn't the same as the one seen in the garden subfloor teaser trailer, meaning there are going to be multiple rooms with cabin structures inside of them in this subfloor. Additionally, the player in this teaser is also holding a new lantern item, which is believed to function similarly to the lantern in Pressure, where the light emits in a radius around the item rather than from a straight beam like a flashlight. Lastly, the green light hiding behind the tree in the sneak peek is believed to either be caused by a glow stick or a new entity, maybe even the Groundskeeper. All in all, this teaser is absolutely massive, and I can't wait to play all the new features presented inside of it when the update releases. So, with all of that being said, let me know in the comments what you think of this teaser, and thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.